Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, subscribe, folks. Comment, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like watching and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has a link to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well is the links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. With that said and done and put to the side, listen, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to sit down and get back to playing these games, okay? We're going to have a great gaming stream. We're going to be playing some Street Fighter, Resident Evil, all kinds of things that everyone knows. Also game on this channel. We sit down, we have a lot of fun. We discuss, all kinds of things that's going on. So please, please, please join your boy, 7 p.m. Eastern right here. We're going to be playing some games and having a lot of fun. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets wide receiver position. And I also want to answer a question that's kind of floating around. I've had discussions with a lot of people. I want to talk about, what Jets wide receiver could possibly break 1,000 yards this season for the New York Jets. I look at the situation, man, and the New York Jets have not had a 1,000-yard receiver. They have not had a wide receiver break 1,000 yards since 2015, and that was Brandon Marshall. That was a long time ago. So you can clearly see that the New York Jets offensive struggles, kind of span back quite a while. You know what I mean? Like, it's been quite a while since we've had a guy be able to step in and really do his thing and, break that 1,000 yards. And this is an offensively driven league, and we haven't been able to do that. We also haven't been able, to properly protect our quarterback as well. That's hindered us. Bad play calling in the past has hindered all that stuff. But that's said and done. Okay, that's gone now. We've got Sulla, we got Mike LaFleur. Joe Douglas has really kind of turned things around, and that's what's got people thinking, hey, Joe Douglas has went out, he's gotten some guys, he's drafted some guys, he's really added to this wide receiver core. Could the New York Jets really take a step forward offensively, particularly at the wide receiver position? And could we really see this Jets team start really scoring points and putting together a lot of yardage via throwing the football via our wide receivers? So I look at the situation, and a lot of the names that, the first name that people bring up to me immediately when I talk about the possibility of a wide receiver breaking 1,000 yards here for us is they say, hey, Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore. And listen, I love Elijah Moore. I think the kid's phenomenal. I truly, truly do. You can clearly see that his athletic ability is up there. And again, I know we're in OTAs and, they're not, necessarily putting on all the pads and they're not playing against other defenses. But let me tell you something. When this kid gets the ball in his hands, you can see that he's electric. You can see that he can hit another gear. You can see the speed and the athleticism that is there. My thing with Elijah Moore, though, is I'm still kind of wondering, okay, if he's playing a Deebo Samuel role within our offense, and again, we got that Shanahan offense from the Niners. Mike LaFleur is going to bring that in here, or, Robert Sulla was with the Niners as well. His role is like, I think that might hinder him being 1,000-yard wide receiver here, because if he's the guy that's going to come in and kind of be the X factor, he's kind of going to be the guy that's going to run jet sweeps and stuff like that. He may not get the touches that he needs to really, rack up that type of yardage. He may not get enough catches to do that. If he's playing a Deebo Samuel role, Deebo Samuel himself has never had 1,000 yards in his career so far. Do I think that it's also a lot to ask a rookie as well, hey, you're going to be the guy to give us 1,000 yards in your first year in the NFL. He's still trying to get acclimated not only to the new offense that he's learning with the New York Jets, but he's also trying to get acclimated to the speed of the league, okay? College, NFL, they're different, all right? They're different. And, it's just a lot to ask of a rookie. Again, there's been rookies in the past. Justin Jefferson this year broke 1,000 yards, I believe, in his first year. But, again, he's seeing significant snaps and significant play usage within that offense. We'd have to see what Elijah Moore's usage is within our offense and how they're going to utilize him. But as of right now, I don't know if he'll be able to do that. But I do think that this year, He's going to show us his extreme ability, and he's going to be a guy that we're going to be excited about for years to come. He may not break 1,000 yards this year, but I think the second year, third year, stuff like that, he'll definitely be a guy that we're going to say, hey, we can, pretty much peg him in to give us 1,000 yards this season. We can depend on Elijah Moore. I'm that high on this kid. I really, really like him. So the next guy that people also talk to me about as well as possibly breaking 1,000 yards is Jamison Crowder. Listen, this guy, we've seen him, okay? He's a very good wide receiver. Been a solid set of hands for us for a while. You look at last year, he was our best wide receiver. Coming into this year, we drafted Elijah Moore. People were ready to get rid of him. And there was, a segment of the fan base that wanted to do that. But there was another segment, and I was in that segment, a fan saying, hey, what are you talking about? Injuries happen in the NFL, and this guy, does nothing but bowl well for us as far as our depth. There's no reason to get rid of this guy. So I'm glad that, so far we're keeping him around. Again, he hasn't been at OTAs. He missed OTAs today. They're still working on his contract. That's the main reason. I think they're trying to get him to restructure because of the type of money that he makes. But if he does stay with this, I think that Jamison might have a chance. He's been close before. I think he had 833 yards in 2019. He's a guy that I could possibly see there, but again, he's a slot wideout. We'd have to see how many catches that he gets for the season, but he's a guy that could be there, could possibly break it. If he does, I don't think he'll, have a 1,400-yard season or nothing like that, but I think he might just break it by maybe 100 yards, maybe less than 100 yards, something like that. So he's a guy that could be there, could break that 1,000-yard season because I think there was going to be balls flying around, and especially with some of the other wide receivers that we have, and I'll bring them up in a second, they may take coverages away from him. So he may get a lot of favorable matchups this season where he'll be able to really work his magic in games from the slot and particularly take advantage of a lot of the coverages that he's going to get. So my next guy that I like to speak about, and people bring this up, is Mims. Denzel Mims. This is a guy people bring up as well, and they say, hey, he definitely could be the guy that could break 1,000 yards. Now we're getting to the territory when I'm saying, yeah. I'm saying, yeah. Listen, Denzel Mims is something else. Great young wide receiver. He's got it all. Phenomenal ability. We saw the catching ability. His catching rate is unbelievable. We saw footballs being thrown from Sam Darnold where he was pressured, where he was just trying to get the ball out, and Mims would come down with a football. We were like, what in the world? How did you even catch that? We were all shocked at some of the plays that he were able to make. Denzel Mims is definitely a kid that I think could break 1,000 yards this season. Again, I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to have a 1,500-yard season, but I think that he could break it here. He's got the ability to do so. My only thing with him is this season, I need to see him healthy for a full season. That's what I need to see. Last season, we saw that he had an issue. I believe it was his hamstring. He was down for 4 weeks. He missed some time. This season, I think that Mike LaFleur is going to make sure that he is utilized properly within this offense. And man, oh man, I think we're really going to see some big things from Denzel Mims. So salute to him. He's a guy that I definitely think could break 1,000 yards this season. So my final guy that I want to talk about that I absolutely believe could break 1,000 yards this season is Corey Davis. This is the big wide receiver that we got in free agency. Listen, I love Corey Davis. Big wide receiver, a guy that, he can run all the routes. He's got unbelievable physical ability. He's a great run blocker as well. We got him from Tennessee. This guy can do it. He's never broken 1,000 yards in his career so far. Even with the Titans, he didn't. But again, with the Titans, that was a different offense. He was asked to do different things. He came close before, though. I think he was in the late 900s, but didn't break it. But let me tell you something. This is a guy that's coming here. He's going to get a lot of targets. He's going to get a lot of looks. I think he's going to be a big-time threat within our red zone as well. He could end up leading the team as a wide receiver in touchdowns. I definitely could see that as well. He could be our leading touchdown wide receiver. So Corey Davis is a guy that come in. He's going to be our number one. We all know that. As long as he remains healthy, he's got a little bit of a shoulder strain right now. He's working through that, but they're saying he's going to be completely fine. So as long as he could do that, I think that this is definitely a guy that Zach Wilson's going to be able to look at early and often. Boom, get the ball to him, and it's going to be said and done. So I think Corey Davis is definitely going to be there and could absolutely break 1,000 yards for for us this season. So please comment down below, folks. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about this situation? What wide receiver within the Jets' current roster do you think can break 1,000 yards? What do you think is Elijah Moore, Crowder, Mims? Are you thinking Corey Davis? Who are you thinking? I want to hear from you folks. So comment down below. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.